We end tonight with a look at how Nancy Reagan used the power that came with being First Lady. Bill Plante, who covered the Reagan White House, is with us tonight. Bill?
Well, Scott, you know, in many ways, Nancy Reagan was the opposite of her husband. She was tough. He was easygoing. She was the worrier. He was the eternal optimist. She was very involved behind the scenes, and she influenced the president on many major decisions and also went public on some controversial issues against Republican Party positions.
Over those 8 years in Washington, amid the exaggerated ups and downs of life at the White House, I found what was really important. I found how to serve.
Reluctant at first to talk of personal matters, Mrs. Reagan went public in 1987 with the fact that she'd had a mastectomy following a diagnosis of breast cancer. At the time, the procedure was seen as a radical step, but the First Lady used her decision to encourage women to have regular mammograms. In 1985, the Reagan's friend, actor Rock Hudson, died of AIDS. It put a personal face onto the epidemic for Mrs. Reagan. Even so, it took 3 more years for her to convince the president to mention the disease in public.
AIDS affects all of us.
Their son Ron described the process to PBS.
If you could personalize an issue, either because of a tragedy like Rock Hudson's, or in some other way, that was the way you got to him, and she was well aware of that, of course.
By 1994, the Ronald Reagan his wife knew and loved began the long slide into the darkness of Alzheimer's. Mrs. Reagan believed that stem cell research offered promise for the disease. She promoted it, breaking with President Bush and conservative Republicans.
I just don't see how we can turn our backs on this. There are so many diseases that can be cured or at least helped.
Nancy Reagan went on to raise millions for Alzheimer's research. It was the last act of a life lived quietly, but with fierce determination. Bill Plante, CBS News, New York.
And that's the CBS Evening News for tonight. For all of us at CBS News all around the world, good night.